let you down, I'ma shine on sight. Keep your mind on your grind and off of mine's alright. Right? Hard, I'ma ball on the squares. I floated $250,000 cars everywhere I go. I know in the lead it may see me might be, but no matter what they doing, they don't do it like me. Like a G, I hold it down for the town I'm at. In a flash like that, recognize I'm back. Strike a match, catch a fire, and a moment I just...
That's right. I'm back. Good afternoon, Butts and Stuff Fantasy Football League. Welcome back. It's been a long time since I've made any of these videos. I'm glad to be doing them again. Except I wish I was doing it for a better crowd than you ugly assholes. But we can make it work. So welcome back. Except if your name is Wilson or James. Fuck you guys. Wish you guys weren't in the league, but I don't have enough friends to fill your spots. So on that note, go ahead and go over changes to the league. If you hadn't noticed, we did add Sam. That means we dropped David. David, if for whatever reason you're watching this video, sorry, dude. You just kind of sucked on the group me. So Sam, you have a job to do. Don't suck on the group me. Contribute, damn it, and none of your stupid onions, boom baby bullshit. Contribute something worth a damn. Other changes in the league since we last videoed or spoke. Wilson is married. I know that happened during the season last year, but it's different than where we started last year. So Wilson's married. Charlie got his master's since we last got done, so congrats, Charlie, on being educated. That might come into play, coming to help you a little bit for our punishment, being that we all expect you to be in last place like every year. We don't know where the hell iJams is. We know he's alive. And some Zaboomafoo-esque land, but he is in the Peace Corps, so good on you, Chase. Hope you're safe and doing well. I hope you're able to watch these videos and stay in touch with us. I still live with my parents. That didn't change, and Lauren's still a virgin. So both of those things stay consistent. It's nice to see some consistency across the league. Let's go ahead and do our divisions drawing. I told you guys last year we're going to do this every year until the end of time, is we're going to draft the divisions. We're going to draw the divisions, and that's going to be how they're decided every year. We're not going to keep those the same. We're going to keep things interesting. So here in my hand is all the different names, and that's how we're going to draw, and you're going to see that I do it randomly. So for the Bloods division, Lorne. You can't see it, so I'm going to stop showing it to you. Mitch. iJams. Me. Graham. And Wilson. Yes. Kick Wilson's ass in his own division. So that's the Bloods division. The Crips division means it's the rest of you. If you didn't hear your damn name, don't be an idiot. Thomas. Sam. James. Dan. Charlie. Last place. And Rob. So that's the Crips division, Bloods division, Crips division. I'll post it all online. You'll see it. It's not like you guys pay that much attention anyways. There's the divisions. Divisions matter because we did get into a little bit of a scuffle, and we'll get into our rules talk and go over all that right here. But for playoffs, it is the number 1 seed from both divisions. Okay? And then it is the next 2 best records. So that's the only reason that divisions really matter, is 1, how your schedule's made. And then 2, if you're the number 1 seed in your division, automatic buy into the playoffs. Otherwise, have 2 of the better records in the league, and you're in the playoffs if you're not a 1 seed. So that's how that works. I know it was confusing last year. Is it the 2 seed from both divisions? That's how it's going to be. That's how ESPN does it. That's how we're going to keep it. So now that that's out. And in the open rules, go over the basic stuff. Head-to-head scoring, fractional points. We did that last year for the first time. I like it a lot. 0.1 points for rushing yards, receiving yards, 0.04 for each passing yard. Fumbles, PATs, field goals, all that still whole numbers, but those individual yards are fractional scored. So if you somehow forgot about that or didn't pay attention to anything last year, that's how we scored 9 starters on the field. Quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a tight end, a flex, a defense, special teams, and a kicker. That's nothing new. You guys knew that. Maximum roster spots, do note those. I mean, I don't think we really ever run into problems like that, except for one year James decided he was going to have 9 quarterbacks and hold out on the rest of the league. No, it was defenses. I'm sorry, 9 defenses. But you can have 4 quarterbacks, you can have 8 running backs, 8 receivers, 4 tight ends, 4 defenses, and then 4 kickers. That's the maximum you can have for each of those positions. Also, a note on the rosters, if you forgot, we do use the IR spots. The injured reserve spots, your player does have to be ruled out. Can't be doubtful, can't be probable, whatever ESPN still allows to be posted, questionable. They have to be ruled out. So if they're suspended or hurt, drop them in the IR, and you can save that spot on your bench to pick somebody up that might help you. We don't have a trade limit. We don't have a trade deadline. We do require 5 votes to veto a trade. So whenever you see a trade come across, especially if it's poor Charlie, no one trade rape Charlie this year. Please. See, the dude's butthole is raw from the years past in the way we've all trade raped him, myself included. So if Charlie's making a trade, just veto it. Save him. He's going to screw himself over. Waivers go. The last man in the standings becomes the number 1 on waivers. That's set every week. So if you're number 1 in the league, you're going to get last pick on the waiver wire. Vice versa, if you're middle of the pack, you know how all of that works. So that's how our waivers are done, and that's how that list is set. 13 weeks of the regular season, 4 weeks playoffs, 2 weeks per matchup. 4 teams make the playoffs. And we are going to do, again, speaking of playoffs, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there so it's not a surprise to anybody. The roster freeze is going to be a real thing again this year. If you don't make the playoffs, those last 4 weeks of the season, you don't add or drop anybody. I think that's one that keeps people from, offloading their teams and allowing guys to pick up guys that haven't been on their team all year. Also, it allows those 4 guys to have first pick on the waiver wire, so if they need something for their team, they can get that added. So the roster freeze, I'll go over that again when we get there, but I'm putting it in there because you guys were bitches about it last year. But that's what it's going to be. So there's playoffs. Playoff seed tiebreaker is intra-division record. It's got like a list of things it goes by. If we would rather flip a coin at the end of that, we'll do it. Tiebreaker for individual matchups is the bench points. I don't foresee that happening with fractional scoring. But if you do end up being tied, the most bench points wins. That's why your IRs are important. Stack your bench up. Make sure everybody on your bench is playing. So that covers that. On the rules side, notes. We'll jump into a couple of things. First and foremost, boo Dan. A quarterback with a 13th overall pick. Dude, you're an idiot, first of all. Idiot. Second of all, you screw the whole draft up, man. Like, you don't take quarterbacks that early. We've talked about this. It's a very, very, very poor representation of our league champion. Right there is to take a quarterback with the 13th overall pick. Other notes, let's talk about punishment. I know we had talked about this a little bit on the group me. So the punishment for the guy who finishes dead last in our league, and if there's a tiebreaker, if there's a tie somewhere, we'll figure it out. But the guy who finishes last is going to take the SAT. And when I tell you you're going to take the SAT, the league will literally contribute $5, $10, however much it takes per person. Will contribute that money and pay for you to go sit in a high school classroom on a Saturday morning, and you're going to take the entire SAT. So, Charlie, you're the most, by degree, you're the most educated, so it should be easy for you because you're going to finish last and you're going to end up taking the SAT. So, on that note, you don't just get to roll in and take the SAT and shit the bed on it and not do anything. If you don't make a certain score, and we'll decide a fair number of what you should make. If you do not make that certain score on the SAT, you are then going to be volunteered to proctor end-of-grade testing for the local elementary school in your area. So I think that's probably worse than having to take the SAT, personally. But that's what's in place here. It's not negotiable. I don't care what you think about it. That is the punishment set before we play one single game. You will take the SAT if you're dead last in this league. So it could have been the pube mustache. It could have been wearing a dress to the bar or something stupid. No, you're gonna take the SAT. So there's the punishment. Go ahead and put that out there. Money. If you have not sent me money or if you've not contacted me, there's still a couple of you who have not done that. It's a $50 buy-in, $20 for you guys to just sling out of your pockets at the end of the season. Last year was all right. $50 buy-in is kind of a big deal, so we need to make sure we have that money in. I'll have it in a secured place to where I'll put it in one of my beer mugs or something. I don't fucking know. But I do need to have all that money in before we start playing, because it's just people are gonna end up getting pissed off, and friendships are not worth $50. So just be responsible. Don't give me that money. Guys, I don't really have anything else. It's the opening video. You guys have been dead as shit on the group me, so I don't have anything funny to say really. Other than I still hate you, Wilson. I wish you didn't exist. You too, James. So that's it. You guys have got my contact. If you got any questions about anything, don't make me text you or email you about this money issue. Just be an adult. Get in touch with me. We'll get everything squared away on that. Note that the schedule will be changed because we've done this division drawing thing. So your schedule is likely not going to be what it says right now. But that will be changed as soon as this video is uploaded and done. So like I said, any other questions, you guys know how to get in touch with me. I hope you have a great week. It's hard to believe football's back, baby, but glad we're back together, and we'll talk to you guys soon.